Hello, everybody. A fiery wreck on I-65 ends in death. Just who is Tim Walz, the vice presidential candidate? We'll tell you, and why this matters. Plus, Tropical Storm Debby just will not give people a break. We'll show you the latest flooding video. News 5 Now begins right now.
This is News 5 Now, streaming live to your neighborhood and around the world.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to News 5 Now. I'm Devon, Walsh. Happy to be with you. We just wrapped up the 5 o'clock show. So many stories to tell you about today, but this is our chance to connect with you. We love hearing what you have to say. And so every day at 5:30, we're sharing our big stories of the day, and then we're getting your opinion. So you have the opportunity to comment on some stories that we're presenting you. Also, we want you to participate in our Facebook poll, our question of the day. We know you have a lot to say, and we want you to communicate with us. So let's go ahead and get started. We've got the 5 biggest stories of the day. They are this one. You might have seen this video all day. Unbelievable. A fiery wrong way wreck on I-65 ends in death. Dramatic video here from the overnight scene in Mobile. Police say a woman drove her Dodge Challenger north in the southbound lane of I-65, causing this crash. That woman died when her car slammed into that big Amazon freight truck and burst into flames. Now, this happened at about 1 o'clock this morning, but affected traffic up until this afternoon as they were clearing all of that wreckage. They cleared it about an hour ago. The Amazon truck driver had minor injuries. We don't know who the woman who died is yet. We're waiting to hear from state troopers on that. Number 4, now over to an area off of Wolf Ridge Road near Covan Avenue. A manhunt in Pritchard there for most of the day. It started at about 9:15 with a car stolen from a gas station. Then there was a high-speed chase. We're talking about up to 95 miles an hour. So the suspect bailed out of those Hot Wheels and then hightailed it into the woods. Pritchard police fortunately got the guy this afternoon. 32-year-old Michael Keith was arrested, and he was booked into Metro Jail. Number 3, we are still talking about Tropical Storm Debby. Oh boy, this storm has been a menace to millions. The storm moving slowly over the low country of the east coast, drenching everything in its path. Waist-high water in Savannah, Georgia today in a neighborhood. And in the wake of this storm, 1 person died, 4 people died in Florida. So 1 in Georgia, 4 in Florida, and 600 people had to be rescued from their flooded homes in the Sunshine State. Neighborhoods are going to be underwater for a few days there. Meanwhile, Charleston, South Carolina, oh my goodness, get ready for this, could face a total of 25 inches of rain. Can you imagine that? Hundreds of thousands of people without power. Forecasters worry that Debby might even re-strengthen in the Atlantic and go ashore again in South Carolina. So many people are watching this. President Joe Biden approved emergency declarations making federal disaster assistance available to Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina. Number 2, happy, joy on the sands of Perdido Key. Volunteers there report baby sea turtles hatching successfully from a nest. Did you see all those little marks, those little, I say paw prints, but they're not paw prints, the little footprints, there you go. Volunteers tell us that the hatchlings are now in the Gulf of Mexico, 70 exact, the first nest to hatch this season on Perdido Key. Look at those little footprints. Officials are still watching 25 other nests on beaches in Escambia County, Florida. August and September are the peak hatching months for sea turtles. And number 1, who is this guy that you see there on your screen? Well, that is Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. Why is this important? Democratic candidate for president Kamala Harris picked Walz as her vice presidential running mate today. Let's tell you a little bit about him. He is currently serving his 2nd term as the governor of Minnesota. Before that, he was elected 6 times to the U.S. House of Representatives. He also served 24 years in the Army National Guard. Interesting how he got his start. He taught high school social studies and coached Manico West High School to the 1999 Minnesota High School Football State Championship. And this might be the hippest fact about him. Last year, Walz named a 7-mile stretch of a Minnesota highway after the music superstar Prince. Walz signed that bill in purple ink. Walz called that experience the coolest bill signing he has ever done. And that is actually super cool, from purple rain to purple ink. And that is our biggest news stories at this hour. Okay, well, here is where we have been hearing from many of you. Every day, we post a question of the day on Facebook, and we ask you to give us your comments. And then we will read some of your comments when we start our show every day at 5:30 right here. So our question that we asked you was, what was your favorite way to beat the heat? Of course, we are experiencing near record heat this week. So let's go ahead and read some of your comments. Tell us how you're cooling off. We need those suggestions. All right. Sit in the pool and drink a few ice cold beers. That'll do it. Stay inside, Jer says. I mainly get out in the morning and evening before it gets too bad. Good choices there, Jer. Caleb says, imagining I'm working in Alaska instead of a paper mill and cutting grass on my days off. So visualizing there. Lois, one of our top fans, says, stay inside as much as I can. However, my work requires local travel, so hot car, hot outside. Isn't it awful getting into a hot car? That is the worst. Okay, Linda says she's staying inside because she is retired. Linda, you've earned it. Steven says, make a trip to northern Wisconsin. Not a bad idea this time of year. And Jennifer says, I spend time inside researching nice mountain cabins in Colorado. Haha. So whatever it takes to keep you cool in your mind, at least. So thanks so much to all of you who commented. We had a lot of interaction on that post, so we appreciate it. Also, every day, in addition to our question of the day, we post a poll on Facebook and we ask you to vote. And then we bring you those results. So our poll today asked you, are you watching the Olympics live or on demand or not at all? So taking a look at our poll results, 40% of you are watching them live, 11% of you are watching them on demand, 49% of you are not watching the games at all. I like to watch the gymnastics, just a big fan of all of our American ladies. But a lot of you are not watching the Olympics at all. Maybe you're just reading the results on Facebook. Because of the time difference, you can always find out who wins before it's actually broadcast. Okay, so if you would like to participate in the conversation, we want to hear from you. So go to Facebook if you're watching us on the web stream. Go to Facebook, like our Facebook page, and we would like you to answer our question of the day. So here it is. Vice President Kamala Harris has selected her running mate for the Democratic ballot. So, what do you think about her pick for her vice presidential running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, or Coach Tim Walz? As we mentioned, he was a high school football coach back in the day. Also, we want you to vote in our next Facebook poll. We want your vote on this. Yes or no? Global stock markets have been volatile. Does this make you worry about a possible recession? So a little bit more serious question there. Go ahead and cast your vote on that as well. And then we'll be back tomorrow night at 5:30 to share your results. In the meantime, you know you can always get the very latest headlines on WKRG.com and our Facebook page. We've got an amazing team putting together the latest headlines. And you can turn on your television right now. Nora O'Donnell is in the middle of the CBS Evening News, so you can watch Nora. And then make sure you tune in tonight for WKRG News 5 at 6. Ed will give you your forecast, as we talked about near record temperatures this week. Is there a cool down in sight? Is there any rain in sight? Ed will tell us at 6 o'clock. Also, our rock star Simone Eli is talking about a huge story that is just blowing up on our website right now. 2 powerhouse Alabama football coaches being accused of some inappropriate conduct. The video is there. Simone has seen it. and she is going to be bringing us the very latest. So 2 coaches being accused of inappropriate conduct, and they're on administrative leave. So she'll tell you a little bit more about what they've been accused of. And Roseanne and Peter will have our top stories, including 3 shootings in the last 3 days in West Mobile. The police chief has commented on this, and you will hear what he has to say, as well as the very latest on those shootings. So make sure you tune in tonight for WKRG News 5 at 6. I'm Devon Walsh. Thanks so much for watching News 5 Now.